Welcome to Man Enough, where we talk about truth, growth, and peace over ego. Let's talk about it. When I say truth, growth, and peace over ego, I really want to say a couple of stories as far as truth, keeping it all the way a buck. You know what I mean? Truth about yourself, being the best version of yourself. You know what I mean? Being truthful about what's going on. The growth part is, of course, being one way, and then of course growing. It's I don't want to be a cookie cutter, but I just want to take stories and lessons that were learned for my growth, right? And if it affects you, if it applies to you, then I really think that, you know what I mean, that would be helpful, that we can come here and meet here and chop it up and be able to get something, because it's so many times where it's we don't have like back in the day, I don't see it, you know what I mean? I don't see it the community, of course, that we used to have. I'm 52. What we used to have, man, I could go down the block, I'm going down the block to go hoop, you know what I mean? And it's you running into people, and people are chopping it up, hey, what's up? Hey, what's going on, my guy? Nobody, we didn't have phones right then, back then, or whatever, you know what I mean? So nobody was looking down. Everybody was outside. Everybody was chopping it up. People was active, you know what I mean? So it's so different, but certain things are the same, right? It's like my pops used to be the names change, but the game stays the same. You not doing nothing no different than I did. And my people used to tell me, my parents used to tell me that when I was younger, when you get older, just keep living. Just keep living, man. And that's real. That is, whew. Just keep living. You'll understand a lot of things when you get older. And I just think that the community that we used to have, where somebody down the street would call your peoples and tell your peoples what you was doing if you was getting in trouble. If you was doing something you weren't supposed to do, somebody was going, you know how it go. I'm sure you've heard the stories of the village. You do something, I got the right to. I got some people that go ahead and pull that switch out, pull that belt out, whatever, and be able to have the authority to do that to you and whoop that ass, and then tell your mama yeah, he was down there acting mannish, because back in the day it was you acted mannish. And I'm just here to be an encouragement, you know what I mean, because my story, you know what I'm saying, my story is your story, but we all different, right? We all different, but I done been through it too, bro. I done been through it too. And I'll never always just want to say, you know what I'm saying, what's going on with me. I just really want y'all to know that I've gone through it as well, dog. And I'm still going through it, but we fight. You know what I'm saying? We fight. We gotta fight. We gotta always keep fighting. And in this time, I'm in these days and times, it's how do you have relationships and build relationships when nobody's outside? I was watching a guy, he was talking about how going outside and watching, and not even watching, going outside and engaging and physically talking to a female, right? Physically talking to, sitting and getting a rejection. What was I watching? What was that I was watching? He was saying that he was it's that feeling that you get when we were younger, when you had to approach. What was I? It was RC. It was RC on. Shout out to the Pivot. It was the Pivot. And RC was talking about how the actual going up and trying to engage with a female back then, right? Like you had your boys and it was like 3 females over here, and it was like, yo, all right, what we go, all right, this is what we gonna do. We gonna, that feeling, that emotion, that strategy, that it was three of them over there, how was you gonna approach them? You had to get those feelings out. You had to get that rejection. Nobody likes rejection. Nobody likes rejection, right? But getting your feet wet, actually getting your feet wet, going up to a girl, you know what I'm saying, and saying, trying to, you know what I'm saying, shoot your shot, right? And them like, nah, I ain't have that. I mean, I had it happen. I had it happen. You had to build that up, and trust me, like I wasn't good at it. But you had, you had to literally, physically go up and say what's happening and get, I'm who I am, and what's your name, you know what I'm saying? And you had to curate that. So your first time it was whack, you know what I'm saying? Second time you got a little better, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, over time you got that. But I was watching something and the guy was like, it was a content creator, matter of fact, on the other platform, and he was like watching his nephews. He was in the room and he was watching his nephews have a conversation about some young ladies on Instagram and how they didn't know how to approach her on Instagram. What if she don't like my Instagram? And I just was like thinking about, and his reaction was the same when I was hearing him say, like, what are y'all talking about? Like, just, if she don't like you, she don't like you. Like, you had to physically go up and holler. So I'm like, it's just funny, man. It's like, be the best version of yourself, right? It's like, be the best version of you, no matter what that is. Somebody else's version of you could be whatever, right? But if you get to the point where it's not about nobody else, it's not about whatever they thought about you, whatever they thinking about you, whatever she thought about you, or whatever whoever, right? You being comfortable with who you are and what you're trying to get to and what you're trying to take care of, what you're trying to accomplish, your goals, that's what matters. The best version of you, if the best version of you that you see yourself as is whatever, and you comfortable with that, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's truth, that's growth, and that's peace over ego all day. All day. This is a visual diary of a man becoming whole. I'm gonna say it every time because I ain't perfect. Nobody out there is, right? But we just getting better. We just get better. Every time we come and we meet, we chop it up. It's like, hey, you might catch a gym. I might catch a gym something from somewhere. And it's like, hey, yo, this for us. So anything that we could do, each one teach one, let's get it popping. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Peace over ego, man. P-O-E. Man enough. This is where we meet at. This is where we get down at. This is where we chop it up, get our thoughts out. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a dap. Because I know that's the only thing on there. It's a little thumbs up. It's a little like button. But give me a dap, fam. That thumbs up is on there. That's all we can press. But, you know what I'm saying? If you feel it, give me that. Till the next time.